Hollywood is still buzzing over the 71st Primetime Emmy Awards this past Sunday. While longtime favorites like Game of Thrones and Veep came into the night with high expectations, it was the success of relative newcomers that stole the show, with the limited series Chernobyl and Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Fleabag taking home 3 and 4 Emmys respectively. Unpeeled TV reporter Karyssa D'Agostino is here to discuss TV's biggest night. Karyssa, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Karyssa, what made this year's Emmys so different from the other ones?
Well, obviously, they haven't been hostless since 2003, so that was the biggest thing. What really made it different, though, was the way they structured the show because it was hostless. So despite them not having a host, they had Bryan Cranston open. He gave a really great speech about how TV has come so far and really included streaming services in the mix with that, and that really hasn't been seen before, titling them as this TV category. Despite this, there was also presenters who had bits. We've never really seen that before. Some of the bits were great, some of them weren't so great. We saw that TikTok, wasn't the best. We're going to forgive him. But we also had Thomas Lennon giving a play-by-play, kind of, which was unique. It was special. He threw out some things about the college admissions scandal, which didn't get the greatest feedback. But, you know, it was a different take on the Emmys. So all in all, it was definitely different, whether it be good or bad.
Very true, very true. And who took home some of the most awards?
So HBO was nominated for 137 nominations. Netflix had 117. Amazon Prime Video received 47. But overall, HBO won. It took home 34 Emmys this year. Amazon actually dominated the comedy category, taking home 3 awards for Marvelous Miss Maisel and 4 awards for Fleabag, which included the Outstanding Comedy Series. Despite this, though, Fleabag writer Phoebe Waller-Bridge did say they will not be coming back for another season, despite their wins.
All right, so what other highlights and upsets happened on Sunday night?
I think the biggest highlight was Jharrel Jerome's won Best Lead Actor for a limited series for When They See Us, and he dedicated that to the Exonerated Five, which was previously known as the Central Park Five. It was a very powerful moment. They put the camera on them, and they were all standing up cheering for him. Going off of that, tons of moving speeches. We had Alex Borstein, who highlighted the power of women stepping out of line and related that to her grandma, who stepped out of line to be shot into a pit, essentially, is what she said. We had Michelle Williams highlighting the need for equal pay and treatment of women actresses so they could do their job to the best of their abilities. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, obviously, she said, it's wonderful to know a dirty, pervy, angry, and messed up woman could make it to the Emmys, and a lot of people felt for that line right there. Patricia Arquette used her speech to advocate for transgender rights in support of her sister Alexis, who passed away in 2016, so that was also moving. And also, Billy Porter highlighted how far we've come as a society, because he was the first openly gay male to win the Best Lead Actor in a Drama Series. For Syracuse highlights, though, we actually had 4 previous Syracuse students who were included on the Emmy win. So we had Dan, go us, right? So we had Dan Gorwich, a 2016 graduate. He won for Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. We had David Young, he was a 2005 graduate. Carpool Karaoke Series, won Outstanding Short for that. We had Betsy West, co-producer of RBG. We loved that. We had Tony Zakowski, which was an editing member for Queer Eye, which was really awesome.
Shoot. Come through, Syracuse grads. Come through.
Wow.
We did pretty good. We represented, I would say.
Absolutely.
Though for some upsets, obviously we had Jodie Comer, who beat out her Killing Eve co-star Sandra Oh, and Game of Thrones' Emilia Clarke for Best Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Some people were not too happy about that. Julia Garner also beat out 3 actresses, Sophia Turner, Maisie Williams, and Alina Headey. Last week, Tonight with John Oliver also took home Best Variety Talk Show. People weren't really too happy with that.
Now, Karyssa, you mentioned change earlier. A lot of people were advocating for change, and there's been a big change in the industry too, from traditional cable to streaming services. So between the two, which one came out with more awards?
Obviously, streaming services just completely dominated the show. Maybe that's why they really gave that opening speech of including them into television. They just completely took over. HBO took over. NBC only won 2 awards, and VH1 won another award. There really wasn't that many broadcasting awards.
Awesome. Our reporter, Karyssa D'Agostino, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And